He pushed the door open and stepped inside. The interior of the tower was vast and empty, the walls covered in the same strange carvings. At the center of the room was a pedestal, and on the pedestal was a small glowing orb. The orb pulsed with a faint, otherworldly light, and Donovan felt a strange sense of familiarity, as though he had seen it before in a dream. He approached the pedestal, the shadows around him shifting and stirring. The orb seemed to call to him, its light growing brighter as he drew closer. He reached out to touch it, and the moment his fingers brushed against its surface, the world around him dissolved into darkness. Donovan found himself standing in a vast, empty void. The only light came from the orb, which now floated in the air before him. The shadows around him began to take shape, forming into the figures of people he had known. His parents, his friends, his mentors. They reached out to him, their faces twisted in expressions of pain and despair. "Donovan," they whispered, their voices echoing in the void. "You cannot escape. This is your fate." He stumbled back, his heart pounding in his chest. The figures closed in around him, their hands grasping at his arms and shoulders. He could feel their cold fingers digging into his skin, pulling him down into the darkness. "No," he shouted, his voice echoing in the void. "This isn't real." The figures dissolved into shadows, and the void was filled with a blinding light. Donovan found himself back in the tower, the orb still glowing on the pedestal. The shadows around him were gone, but he could still feel their presence, lurking just beyond the edge of his perception.